So the WNBA sent in their new proposal, and it's one of those things where you've got everything here. You've got everyone basically saying, oh, they sent the same proposal back again. However, did they give the players what they want? No. In reality, they aren't. But they did also, by the looks of things, go and give her a decent chunk extra money towards every team. Because if you guys haven't seen in the new latest proposal, it's $5.65 million as the total salary cap. And $5.65 million is more than the $5 million they had the last time. They added an extra, I get it, it's only $600K per team. That's still $50K extra per player. That's still $50K extra per player, which is huge. Like, again, that is almost as much as they were making all last season. Some of the players were making last season. If you were a hardship player, that's all you were making for a season. That $50K is more than what most players make it's not more than what most players overseas. Probably in and around what a lot of players make overseas. And that has been added on in this new current CBA. So a lot of people are saying, okay, the players are like, oh, it's a slap in the face, the public are. But the players haven't said anything. These are the players that would have retweeted everything if they thought it was going to help them. And basically, they all basically got $50K extra put into their pockets. An extra $50K put into your pockets for pretty much nothing. Pretty much nothing. It is what it is. Like, you've got now situations where you can't, even $50K extra, in the grand scheme of things, it looks pretty much nothing, but they just added an extra, 12% to the salaries? On top of everything else, an extra 12% was added to the salaries. The average salary is $5.6 million divided by 12, which is, almost $500K? Like, very close to being $500K per player, which is a decent chunk higher, again, than what it was. And obviously, with the net revenue sharing, it's going to go up. Let's be real. They're going to hit some sort of net revenue targets. The thing is that they don't want it to be brought out of gross revenue. I don't think that's going to ever happen. But if you are the players, I think the concessions the players should make is, okay, if you're not going to be giving us the net or gross revenue, you're trying to pay us out of net revenue, pay us more then. Like, we won't worry about the structure, just give us more salary. And I absolutely believe if the players came back and didn't have anything to do with like great or revenue split or anything, and they just literally were like, okay, bump the salary cap to 7.5 million. I don't know, make the max salary 2 million. Make the max salary on 1.8 million and bump the salary cap to 7.5 million. I think the likelihood of the league saying yes is high. And I think the reason why we're not seeing the league respond, or the players respond, is because they're having to think this through. And not only in a way of like they know that going publicly and demanding the owners change into the revenue model they want is not going to go anywhere. However, what they can possibly do is they very much can go to the league with new proposal based on what they've heard from the league, what they know the league are willing to get, and go to the max of what they fully believe that they can get. Because at this stage in negotiations, like, the players are trying to negotiate based on what they believe they will get with continued growth. The owners are trying to negotiate based on the fact that there's no guarantee of continued growth, and they've been losing money, and by the owners, all the shareholders, and they've lost money for 30 years. So both sides are not going to put themselves in a position where they're going to screw themselves over. If you are the players, absolutely do what you can to get as much as you possibly can. But we're now in a situation where people are talking about the league's proposal as, oh, they sent back the same revenue split. They didn't. And, like, first of all, apparently the players want 10 million salary and that's their 30%. But then initially they were looking for 50% at 12.5 million salary. Like the percentages, no one's percentages seems to add up. Like 30% was 10.5 million for the players, but yet 5.6 million is under 15%. Like it doesn't, the percentages are a bit weird. Either way, regardless of what happens, I think we're close one way or the other. We are very, very close one way or the other to hearing what's going on. And there was a significant jump in salary. Everyone's like, oh, there wasn't a significant jump in like the rev split and everything. But like 600k salary for a league coming from where they were is a significant jump. It absolutely is. So it's funny because people want to word it being like, oh, there was no significant jump. They gave them back the same thing. By the looks of things, there was a significant jump, which would have been nearly 50% of the old salary cap, which would have been 3 max contracts in the old CBA. So, yeah, I think in general, we're close to something either being done or the players just striking. And my guess would be if the players wanted to strike, they would have already sent out the inflatable rat. I think the AU talk probably went like, look, we can't turn down this money. We're struggling to survive. We can't turn down this money. Rather, and whatever about the trust in the PA, because unlike a lot of in the other things where it's like the NBA, you can afford to sit out. There is a legitimate chance because there are people that are shareholders in the WNBA that want to burn down the league. That is the risk. That is the big risk, is that there are people that are shareholders that don't care about the league and could burn it down. And look, in the grand scheme of things, there's a world where getting away from the WNBA is actually for the best. Is actually for the best when it comes down to like women's basketball. But is that a risk the players are willing to take, especially right now? So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you guys think the players should sign? Do you guys think the players should sit out and strike? At the end of the day, I just want to see basketball. So whatever happens, happens. I think it's done. I think the relevancy of women's basketball is done. If there's a lockout, and I think they've already the boom is done. The momentum's in a bad spot. We've seen it in Unrivaled. It's not going well, but it could always come back. That being said, like they're coming into 2026 season no matter what. People lose attention quick, and with the World Cup happening, with the NBA mattering more, with this draft being insane in the NBA, like it was a perfect storm when 2024 was a really shitty NBA Finals, followed by a really shitty NBA draft, followed by Summer League where no one cared. We have this year's draft, which is quite big. So they're competing with a lot over the summer. Even if the league does happen, it'll be tough to replicate. It'll be tough to replicate the 2025 numbers, or realistically 2024 numbers, because 2024 numbers and ones that matter because they don't have the new rating system, and that was when it was relevant and people were talking about every day on talk shows, which I don't see happening again. So anyway, see you guys.